everybody. Oh my gosh, I say this every time, but I'm so excited to be back with you guys and especially be making this video. You can tell from the title that this is like juicy Q&A city, and you guys, some of you just honestly really came for the jugular a little bit. Like I said, any questions, totally fine, but some of you really went there with the questions. And so also for the sake of anonymity, because some of these questions are a little bit spicy, when I read the Instagram replies, because I asked over on Instagram and over on YouTube on the community tab, but when I read the Instagram ones, I'm going to leave all the names off because some of them are a little bit spicy. So stay all the way till the end and you will get to see all of these fun questions. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have my handy dandy phone, and you will see me looking down at it probably for all of your questions. Okay, let's see. Okay, so someone on Instagram, we're going to go through the Instagram ones first. Someone on Instagram asked me, what would your dream planner layout and physical art design if they could make it? Like, what planner would I have if I could design it? So that is a difficult question because I use multiple planners, but honestly, if anybody remembers, there was a very doodly planner that was seasonal. I can't remember the name of it. I used to know. I think it was called Everyday Essentials, actually. And I think it was a 2018 planner. If I can find that picture of the cover, I will pop it up over here. But something like that, where the art is very doodly and fun. And then it's definitely got to be seasonal. And I would say, oh my gosh, it's so difficult to choose for me. Is it a dashboard or is it a vertical? Because I love them both. Maybe, since this is my dream planner and I can do anything, maybe it's a vertical planner with dashboard inserts in the back that I can swap in and out if I want to. And then it's also very bright, colorful dividers, but then everything on the inside is completely neutral. Black and white text, black and white monthly calendar, just so I can really have a full, a full creative moment with the planner. And then maybe also it has an extra tab, in the teacher planner, how it has an extra tab. Maybe it has an extra tab in the back as well for daily sheets. So if I could design, that would be my planner probably. I don't know who the artist would be or anything like that, but maybe it would be a fun artist collab. I don't know, but that is what my dream planner would look like. And this one from the teacher release is so close to that. And honestly, I can make it my dream planner almost. Number one, I love the art. It's true seasonal and it's really fun and bright and doodly. But because it's neutral, I can take a neutral dashboard and just slide it in there, or a vertical, or whatever planner I want to put in there. Because all of the neutral planners match up perfectly, you can make it what you want. So if you're not somebody who uses the teacher layout necessarily, then you can put something else in there. That's why I love that neutral layout. But we're only on question 1. But that was a great question. And if you would like to, if that was your question and you want to say who you are in the comments, you totally can. I'm just not going to share all the names because some of these questions are a little spicy. Okay, and this is, okay, I don't know if there's anybody else who watches the Teen Mom franchise or Teen Mom 2 or anything like that, but someone asked, will Janelle remain single and take care of her kids? Okay, if you don't know, one of the teen moms has been this problematic character. Well, problematic, maybe, yes. She's struggled basically her whole life with so many different things, especially with guys and her relationship with guys and her ability to really be a mom. Allegedly, don't come for me. That's just kind of how I feel. Anyway, then she married this real piece of work. His name was David. He's still alive and kicking, but they are no longer together. And she is single currently. I sure hope so. Part of me, here's where we're at with this. Part of me thinks that because she's just so like, you know, she's always been in a relationship and like we've seen her historically hop from relationship to relationship, I kind of think that's what's gonna happen. I am crossing my fingers that she doesn't like have another kid because she's got a ton of them now, and I don't think that's like the best choice for her. But the other half of me like hopes that maybe she's like learned and grown and like has taken a step back from this situation. The stuff that I've seen of her on social media now that she's single, she looks healthy. She looks like less stressed. I mean, like, yeah, Janelle looks like she's doing well. So I am like somewhere in the middle. I hope that she does well, but like I just kind of think that that's what's gonna happen. Okay, and then someone else said, what do you think is one thing that the planner community is lacking? I think that we are lacking people who don't want to be content creators. I remember back in the day that there were just a handful of people that were content creators and like making content and posting pictures like to make money and that kind of thing. But it seems like almost everybody who has a planner account, almost, like I would say there's probably 80% of people who have a planner account are like trying to create content around planning or trying to build a business, which don't let me say anything bad about that. I love that for everybody. I also believe there is room for everybody in the space, but I thought I liked it better in the community when we had that balance where people were just like in their planners and like posting their planners because they wanted to post in their planners and just for like for like a lack of a better reference, for the love of the game. I feel like that is really missing in the community right now. And then the other thing is, like, even if people are content creators, and like I feel like I'm guilty of this as well because I'm so busy, like a lot of our posts are like, you know, look at this post but also go like do something else, like whether it's purchase something from my affiliate link or watch a video or something like that. And I am totally guilty of that just because that's part of how it works when you put content out on the internet. But I wish that like not every post was a salesy post. Like as a person, like I take myself out of, you know, being content creator Caitlin when I'm just like trying to consume content, like when I'm like looking at people that I really like to follow, I get a little bit bummed. Like when I'm like every single post on your page is like I'm trying to sell you something or go click my affiliate link or whatever. Like again, don't let me knock your hustle. I am so proud of everybody who is making a living, like doing their thing with their planner or like even expanding past that. Like I think that's so cool that we have like been able to take things that we love and like build them into a business. But I do miss having the large majority of people in the community be people who were just in it because they wanted to post their spreads. And I do miss that part of it. So I wish that would come back a little bit. And then would I be willing to try new planner styles? I would honestly be willing to try anything, and I feel like I've tried a lot of them. So I've tried, if I'm thinking about layouts, we're thinking about planner styles. So I guess there's two parts potentially, but like I've tried a lot of different layouts. Like I've tried vertical, the dashboard, I've tried daily planning. Horizontal just doesn't work for me very well unless it's in like that like skinny mini or skinny classic style. That works okay for me, or like as a journal. And then the other way that I would take that question is, would I be able to or be willing to try any other planner brands or any different types of planners? I think so. Like I feel like I would be willing to try anything. I still have that like bug in my ear, like maybe do I want to try an EC? Like full disclosure, I made an order on Erin Condren, so you will see some of that coming. And potentially in July, I might add an EC planner to my lineup. So we'll have to see. I have loved seeing, there's been a lot of people posting like Jane's Agenda things, and I think that's really pretty. I've tried a couple of things from Cloth and Paper, and I liked that. So yeah, I think like generally disc bound is kind of like where I gravitate towards, is because I really like the flexibility. But if it got to the point where like, and it almost got to that point for me where I like wasn't into anything that the Happy Planner was really making, like the designs were pretty but it was just like I was settling, then I feel like if that was over and over and over for me, I think I would try something new. But I always gravitate back towards the Happy Planner. I like Heather Kell's planners though. Those are really pretty. I have planned in like the Fancy Plans Co. planners. I've gotten her inserts before. I've tried the Wrong planner. So yeah, I've tried a few other ones, but generally I always gravitate back towards Happy Planner. Not because I have any like loyalty or anything, but just because I don't know, it's like my comfort zone. It's like coming home, if that makes sense. Okay, top 3 in the Happy Planner collection. So in the like the new release potentially. Okay, so my top 1 is the seasonal. I also really like the Paris line that just came out, and it's like Squad Girls-ish. I think that's like where that was going. And then what else did I really like? I also kind of always gravitate towards something like neutral. There's a planner that I got, the deluxe planner. So it was like the deluxe one with the black cover and then like the rainbow inside. Like I love that, how it has like a black simple cover, but then like rainbow discs and like all the rainbow dividers. So I just love that. So those would probably be my top 3 from the most recent release. Okay, these last 2 questions kind of here in the middle, they're a little spicy. Not too bad. But since you asked me a spicy question, I may give you a spicy answer, and I hope that that's fine. Okay, so one person says, why do you use such clickbaity thumbnails and no other planner does this? So let's talk about clickbait for a minute. Clickbait, like as a definition, is kind of a, I don't know, like a term that has kind of gotten like, it's like a dirty word for content creators, honestly. And I'm not sure like how it kind of got, actually I do know how. So people were putting these like exciting titles or exciting thumbnails on YouTube. Maybe that people might even do it on TikTok, I don't know. But people were doing that, and then nothing from the title or from the thumbnail actually appeared in the video. So when I do it, every single time I make sure to reference something that is happening in the video. So whether it's like, you know, just like over exaggerating something that's happening in the video, or like something that actually is exciting like that happening in the video, it is always, you can always link it back and find what I am like excited about in the thumbnail in the video. Clickbait came from a need to stand out, right? There are, I don't even know the exact figure. I will try to look it up maybe, and I'll try to maybe put it on the screen depending on how late I'm up editing this video. But clickbait came from a need to stand out. That's why people do custom thumbnails. Like if you're a content creator, you can go in and create a custom thumbnail, or you can leave the thumbnail of your video be something that YouTube chooses. But if you want your video to stand out, and if you want your video to get watched, which I do want my video to get watched, I wouldn't post on YouTube if I didn't want as many people as possible to see my video. Like that would just be counterproductive. Then I would just let YouTube do it. Like if I didn't care if people saw it, that I would just do that. It would be way less work for me. Actually, the behind the scenes of coming up with those titles and thumbnails takes hours. Like kind of storyboarding and thinking through and like looking at SEO terms, looking at keywords that are trending right now, looking at what's popular in the planner community. Like all of that research that goes into a single video behind the scene takes hours. So I'm not just like fishing for views, like I am marketing my content. That is what you have to do as a content creator if you want to see your videos grow and you want to see your channel grow. And that's something that I'm like behind the scenes that I am learning and like having to do again, because I wasn't posting here for 8 months. So my videos no longer trip the algorithm. Like I was in the algorithm and like, you know, doing well and that kind of thing. And now like there's a drastic difference between the number of views my videos get now than like a year ago. And that's okay. I'm happy to put in the work, but I'm going to continue to market my videos in the way that I see fit. And I am going to be smart about my titles. I'm going to make exciting thumbnails, but I promise you, anything that's exciting on those thumbnails, you'll always be able to find in the video. So If that's not the like vibe for you, because from the tone of this question, it seems like it might not be, I always tell people, like, sometimes I'm not the content creator for you. And if you don't like my style, there are hundreds of others who I can point you in the direction of. I wouldn't just stay around and watch somebody that I didn't like, or if I was annoyed by like their titles or their thumbnails, like I probably wouldn't watch them. So I don't know. I don't waste your time on somebody who you disagree with. That's just that's just where I'm at with it. So spicy question number 1, check. Spicy question number 2. What happened to the podcast? Okay, I've touched on this briefly in a couple of videos in the past. And if you're new here, I used to co-host a podcast with a planner community friend of mine, and that podcast no longer exists. And there is a variety of reasons, like the very corporate answer, or the very like, no nonsense answer, I guess, is, we didn't work well together. We did not work well together at that time. And there were basically like irreconcilable differences. So the podcast had to end, which makes me so sad because our dynamic on camera, or, on the recording, was really great. And I know a lot of people really connected to that. I know a lot of people really enjoyed hearing us banter back and forth. And, I miss listening to that podcast. I would listen to it in the car and like double check things and all of that. But the podcast will not be returning. I am actually in progress of creating an additional podcast. It's going to be very different from that one. The style really won't be very similar at all. But I'm just like working on a few things behind the scenes. I'd hope to have it go live April 1st, but it is taking a bit more time. So I'm hoping now June 1st will be our release date. I will try to keep you posted, but you can find a link down in the description box below to the Instagram page that I have for that new podcast. It's called Planning a Crime. So if you're into like true crime type stuff, that is going to be kind of where we're heading. So the podcast is no more. We didn't work well together, and that's like all that I feel really comfortable sharing. There's a lot that went on behind the scenes that really is just for her and I. Like that is just our story, and no one is really privy to those details other than us. It breaks my heart that we didn't work well together and that podcast isn't still going, but it honestly is, it's for the best. It is for the best. So I don't see it returning in the future, at least in the very near future, like the next several years. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it all will go. I mean, never say never, I guess. But, it doesn't look likely that it will return. Those are all of my Instagram questions. Let me take a moment and go over to our YouTube community tab and just take a look. Again, thank you to all of you who contributed questions and that kind of thing. That's so awesome. I appreciate that. At mhog85 says, what does your setup for recording videos look like? Also, is there any particular program or app that you like using over others for editing videos? I know you've done videos on these in the past, but I wasn't sure if anything changed. Okay, so long story short, not much of it has changed. So I'm going to describe how I have things set up, but I use a vlogging camera. It's a Sony A5100, and I really like it. I've had it pretty much since the beginning of when I moved away from using just like my basic iPhone to record videos. But you can honestly record on your phone. Like that's something you can totally do. And then for videos like this, I have a tripod that I bought on Amazon. Works perfect. I will try to link these things down below. And then when I'm doing like the top-down view of my videos, I use a ring light that's faced down. I have it like, so a ring light is usually like this. I have it like tilted over like this. And then I have a camera stand that I really like. I don't remember the name of the brand off the top of my head, but it's very sturdy, and it also allows my camera to point, facing down. And then I have 2 additional other small table style photography lights, but that's really it. My husband actually installed like an overhead light as well that helps to brighten up the room, so I use that as well. And then when I'm vlogging, I really just take my camera out, the Sony A5100, and it's just like on the go. I don't have a mic which I think I might work on sound next. And I'm thinking about like getting a different camera. If you are a YouTuber, a TikToker, any kind of social media person, and you use a different camera, I know Canon has some really good ones. I love Sony's, so if you use a Sony, that's even better if you have another recommendation. But yeah, that's really what my setup looks like. Again, I'll try to link all those products down below, and then I just record on a basic white background. I put down like a white foam board, and then I just take my pictures on that too. I don't really use props. I keep it as simple as possible because I like to post as much as possible. So I really like to streamline the process. And then someone else asked a question about kind of like behind the scenes vlogging, YouTube content creation. At Erica Inacio 1606 said, how much time do you spend planning your vlogs? How much time do you put into researching content before deciding to video and post? What would you consider yourself a diehard planner user, or are you contemplating exploring other brands? Or happy planner user, or are you contemplating exploring other brands? We kind of touched on that a little bit already. And then they said, I started with Happy Planner, but I have found lately that their planners are falling flat. So I absolutely love Discbound, but I'm flirting with the idea of customizing my planner with making dividers and dashboards. The HP Mini is great, but I find it's a smidge too small. I've been exploring A5 half letter. Okay, I used to use a half letter planner from Fancy Plans Co. And you can find videos if you just like search through my channel. You can find a few of those, but I love her stuff because it is so similar to the Happy Planner layouts. Like, I think she has her own like variety of layouts, but I think there's also, you know, like your standard. Yeah, she's got a lot of great layouts, and you can either do it printable if you want to print them at home. I think I'd have to look at her website, but this is how it used to be. Or you can order them pre-punched and printed. So her shop is great. I've also, I think I saw that Plannything has a planner now as well, and I think it's an A5 half letter kind of size. I also want to say that the Tool brand, like in any Office Depot, that kind of thing, has that like half letter size. I think there are a few other ones. If you guys know in the comments the Discbound brands that would have like that A5 half letter, put them down below so we can help this friend out. And then as far as the other things, how much time do you spend planning your vlogs? So I spend, oh my gosh, time. Okay, so if we're thinking about the process, right? So like we have the like video topic ideation. So like coming up with a topic that you're gonna film, and then planning like what goes where. So like, what am I planning to film for what day of the week? So there's that part of it. And then thinking about, you know, I guess the title, the thumbnail, the description, all of it. So if we're thinking about all of that, I probably spend, oh my gosh, I feel like this is low, but I feel like it's probably like just for that part alone, probably a good 20 hours a week behind the scenes. And I do it like in a bulk setting. So I have kind of a schedule that I do. So like one day a week, I'm like making like just like brain dumping video ideas that I have. Sometimes I'll even like research. So I will see, like I will type in on YouTube like Happy Planner or Planner or whatever, and I'll see like what is trending, and I'll kind of take, you know, either inspiration from there or that kind of thing. So research definitely helps, but I also use some AI tools now to help with that as well, but still probably in like the 20-hour range, definitely with the planning part. And then they also said, I think that was it actually. How much time do you put into it? And then would you use another brand other than Happy Planner? So I've talked about it. I'm open. I'm not like, you know, like married to any particular brand, but I do like Happy Planner. I don't know. Something just keeps bringing me back to it. It's just what I like. But thank you for your question. Fielder 1906 said, in the past 8 months that you were away and haven't posted a video, were you actually still planning and decorating for us? Or decorating in your planner? If so, can you do a flip through for us? I was not. I was using this. I was just putting what I had to do in my calendar, and let me tell you, my life was a mess. Not only were things like crazy, just like in general, but my life was a mess because I wasn't using a planner, and my planner really does keep me grounded. writing things down is so helpful for my brain, and I know that you guys get that. Like, all of my planner people get it. So no, sadly, and if I did have spreads that I was doing still, I would show them to you. Okay, and then someone said, just kind of a comment, Sandra Sweet 92 said, I would love to see a dashboard set up. Sorry if that's been done and I missed it. I'm using a mini dashboard, so I hope that is something that you would be open to seeing. And I post those plan with me's every Monday. And then I just posted my newest setup this month, which I will try to link somewhere in the cards for you. And yeah, so I use a mini dashboard right now. So that's kind of similar. And then last but not least, Steph, K-A-J-P-U-S-T. I didn't want to butcher your last name. I know you and I adore you. You've been here for a long time. She said, I want to know if you miss teaching. This could get long and involved. So let me just say, I miss the kids. And I miss like creating lessons and like having such a good time in class. I don't miss the stress of it. I don't miss being micromanaged by administrators. I don't miss not being paid what I'm worth. I do miss like being in education and like knowing about education. I feel like I've really kind of like slipped out of that world and really more into like social media and marketing, because that's what I do now outside of teaching. But I will say I miss my students. I miss them dearly. I loved all of them. And I think about them often, and I wonder how they're doing, and I wonder how their families are. So yeah, and a few of them like that I have taught in years past, like I've gotten letters from them and that kind of thing. So that like brings me joy still. But I do, you know, like at the beginning of the school year, that was always so exciting. Buying a teacher planner for one, like I miss that about teaching. I miss setting up my classroom. I miss like, you know, the first day of school with my kids, but I don't miss being in the classroom until like 6 o'clock at night, or like bringing papers home and not getting paid to do that, or worrying about budget cuts, or worrying about like, are all of my students going to have had food before they come to school today? Like those really dark parts of education are things that I do not miss. And those things are things that will continue to keep me away from education. Although there are some positions in ed tech, so in like things that teachers use to support classrooms, that I would consider if, you know, there was an opportunity for that. I will say though that currently I am very happy in my current job. I love my team and my supervisor, and I love that we're kind of like growing as a team, and we're like taking on more projects and that kind of thing, and more responsibility within the social space at the company. And yeah, I like it. I love it a lot. I love being fully remote. I love the flexibility it offers me. I just love so much about it. So yeah, I do miss parts of teaching, but I don't miss the yucky parts. So that's that. But those were incredible questions. I had such a good time answering all of your questions today. I hope you all are doing well, and if you ever have any other questions, you're welcome to use this video, and I will pull ones for either next month or next quarter or however often we're going to do these. And I'll look for them here. I'll probably do like an all call on the community tab over here, or if you follow me on Instagram at creatinginchaos_official, I usually do them in my stories. So I'll put up like a little question box and you can put your question in there. So however you like. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to those of you who asked questions and participated. You guys make this stuff so much more fun for me. And if you're just finding me today from some of my spicy titles and thumbnails, you can go ahead and click that red subscribe button down below and go ahead and hang out with us. We do fun things like this. I do shopping vlogs and plan with me's and all kinds of things. Whatever you guys want to see, I will film it and I'll do my best. So okay, so sorry if this doesn't look exactly the same, but with minutes till the end of this video, my battery died, and I knew it was going to. I saw the little like red battery, but I was like, please hold on. Anyway, it did not hold on. So if you're new from any of the titles that I've posted, you know, or the clickbait, I hope you have found me through all of my clickbait titles. You can go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below and follow along. and do all of those fun things. And you can also find me over on Instagram, like we talked about, at creatinginchaos_official. I'm also on TikTok, but I don't post anything over there really. I need to get on that. Maybe I will start posting clickbait over there. Sorry, I'm running with this now. If you are one of my current friends, thank you so much for being here. You are incredible. Here is your internet hug for the day. And if you would like to use any of my affiliate links, any coupon codes that I have, any and all of the things that I have that are active are linked down in the description box below. And by the way, you guys, have fun today.